Welcome back to another episode of Spice Dialogue. I am Franklin.
And I am Beben. And today we are going to come to you with an interesting topic.
So, we're going to talk about screen time. The reason is because nowadays we keep hearing about screen time and we have apps on our phone which tells how long do we use. So we're going to talk about the positive and as well as the other side, the negative side of this.
Yeah, this I feel as very interesting, very important and relevant topic.
So I want to start from my personal experience that happens in my family. Whenever I work from home, I am with iPad, my computer, and a phone which is surrounded me. And you see in the hall where my dad is just fixed with his phone.
Okay.
And in another room is my mom with her earbuds watching YouTube or cooking channel or something. And she will send a reel or a YouTube video from the next room. So this is what's happening in our family.
The mode of communication has changed.
Yeah. So if this can happen in our house, just imagine modern, much more younger parents. What would they do? So that's where it started for me to say, okay, let's talk about this. I myself use the phone 7 hours and 28 minutes a day.
Okay, on an average.
On an average.
Okay.
That's my usage of the mobile device. Because everything happens on a mobile device. My niece, they get their notes.
Lessons,
Tutorials, right? On their phones. And it has become mandatory that they have to have a laptop for their education. They are one of them is in 10th, another one is in like 7th or 8th. So it is like they need their laptops or phones. And after COVID, it has become more of where they use all these material for for educational purposes. And we can't just say they're only using social media. Some people, my mom, nowadays she cooks most of the recipes from YouTube.
Okay, yeah.
Even
that's a positive thing.
Even she knows how to make a paneer tikka. She would go and find another way
of doing paneer tikka.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
And we can't just say like, okay, people are wasting their time, but we are in digital era. Everything is digital around us.
Yeah, I agree with what you say. It's so many positive things. Today, I read from the newspaper that a girl in Kerala who has passed on the national level examination, and they said, she scored about 99 plus something grade out of the 100. It's a competitive exam, and she has used the social media, like the YouTube videos, tutorial classes, and she has not gone for any other tuitions. With these notes available, classes available in the YouTube, she prepared for the exam and she came up the first. There is the positive side, but my question is, how conscious are we about the amount of time we are spending, which really on the other side affects relationships. As you mentioned in the first place, all are glued to their own mobile phones and in their own rooms or in their own areas, convenient areas, and there is no communication happening within a family or within the four walls of the house.
So we have to see why people use it. because some people use it because they feel lonely.
Yeah. Yes.
They don't
There's
have
no one to talk to.
no one talk to, or they don't want to talk to their parents. They want to left alone.
You know, I saw a couple, I think I shared with you the other day, they came to the park. You know, they came for actually walking in the morning. But then after going for one round, they just came and sat down. And then she took the mobile phone and started to play a movie. And then both started to watch the movie. They forgot the reason why they have come to the park. The actual intention was to walk and get some exercise done, but then eventually got down sitting watching a movie for about 45 to 50 minutes and then they forgot the time itself. So how is that going to benefit their intended purpose of going for a walk? We are going to a time when we cannot live without these gadgets. You know, nowadays itself I see people panicking when their mobile is lost or some damages happens to their mobile phone. They panic. I mean, like they feel like, you know, the sky is falling upon them. They're like, I don't know what else to do. How would I survive? How would I live? Kind of an attitude we can now itself see among people.
I want to add to this. I think it can be a fact check. There are a few people who live in budget for the month, and they would even postpone their medical checkups or any loans that they had to pay. They would push it off maybe in 1 month, the next month. But if people lose their phone or break their screen, they would replace it right next day.
Next day, true. People, you know, one negative side I see is that, you know, it's affecting relationships. People have no time to talk to each other. Like, you know, the moment I wake up, my hand goes for the phone. Then from that time onwards, till I go to bed, you know, hardly I talk to my children or my wife or my parents or my friends. Always, you know, I am detached from the world, from my environment, and then I am in a different world.
These phones and all these smart devices were invented for a reason. For example, people live far away, and sometimes you don't feel they are far away because you're able to see them, you're able to talk to them. 20
years before, it was unthinkable.
Yes.
You had to write a letter and wait for the reply to come. It would take about 2 months.
Even if there's a phone, even a phone call, it was very expensive too.
Trunk calls and then
book a call. STD calls. I remember STD calls actually.
Before the STD, there were trunk calls.
So you know, talking on a phone, or you had to have special connections or things like that to do. But now, like when WhatsApp has come, or FaceTime, or Google Meet, Skype. All these things have. Skype has become old now. All these things are.
It has
made people
cut short the distance.
Made people come closer. But people who are right next to us have become.
Just yesterday, came across a video done by the BBC, where in UK they have conducted an experiment in a high school. They have chosen a high school class and then dealt with the screen issue. And so the children said, they, as you said, pointed out at the beginning, they spend on an average about 7 hours and this many minutes minimum on phones, and then they have made them go through this experiment for about 3 weeks, and week by week they evaluated and analyzed, and then slowly they have helped the children to understand where they are and the impact the excess use of screen time is making into their lives, and then how it is distracting them from the real world, and then helping them to ignore their talents, the need of relationship and communication, real communication with people. So eventually, at the end of the 3rd week, the children, when the therapist asked if anyone would like to continue with this process, all of them raised their hands, and then they said, now we have realized how it was negatively impacting our lives, and say now we have lot of time for other activities. If I say from my own house, my children spend a lot of time. They keep changing from to mobile phones to computer and to television.
Yes.
Yeah. So keep on watching the reels, the Instagram reels and the YouTube reels. So that's really taking their creative side out of them, and then I think that's something to be really concerned about.
Do those things.
I think today's generation, they are programmed, like the DNA itself is programmed in such a way that they are able to use these gadgets the moment they are born. And I think in this I would say that the parents are the culprits. I have come across a lot of parents who are so proud to say that look at this, my baby is able to scroll, my baby is able to choose the videos, my baby is able to play games and this and that. They are so proud.
One more thing, if the child cries or if they go to a restaurant or something and the child starts to nag or cry or shout, the first thing the father or the mother would do is take the phone and give it to the child.
True, yes.
And it is risking our children, in, as you said, in their creativity area, speech. Yeah. There are kids who have issues with speech because they watch their phones.
Yeah.
And there are a few kids that I have personally seen who talk like cartoon characters which comes on YouTube.
Yeah.
They are mimicking the characters that comes in those cartoons. And I would say these are the risk part of it. The child is not watching all those things. You are teaching the child to watch these things. You have to educate yourself in using these things. You just because your child knows to open YouTube and play YouTube, it is risky. Your child could watch anything.
Yeah. The excessive use of screens have these effects like psychological, physical health is affected, mental health is affected, brain development is affected.
Yes.
It's found out that the growth of the cortex in children, the growth of the cortex, which is the outer layer that processes information, it says that this one study found out that children with excessive screen time, more than 7 hours a day, had a thinner cortex than those who used screens less. It's not us allowing the gadgets to control us, but rather we controlling the gadgets. That's something important.
Yes. Yeah, that's what we have to keep certain limits for us. Okay, this time to this time it's going to be no phone time. I'm not going to use the phone.
Yeah, and maybe in a certain areas of the house, no phone zone.
So you say like from morning 6 o'clock to 8:30, I am not going to touch the phone until I get ready and go to my work.
Yeah.
And after that, this time to this time, I'm going to use it on these things. And there are a lot of options on our phone itself, which says don't disturb phone, or maybe you can lock certain apps that you're not going to use certain time. During the day. Learn to use the technology right.
Master it. Let not your screens control you. Rather, you learn to control the screens. Do not bring your phones to your bedrooms and all those things. And I think that will help us.
Stay tuned until we come back with another episode. And do let us know with what topics that we have to come in the future as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.